delightful Romania, the land of variety, hospitality, and stunning landscapes. As you may know, our country includes several regions, all impressive and unique. However, we'll only present now the region where we came from, Moldavia.
We'd like to tell you about our grandparents, Ioan and Maria. They walked the path of life in a typical Romanian village from the northern part of Moldavia, namely Bukovina. They lived in a lovely traditional cottage with a vegetable garden behind the house and a small orchard next to it. The house has a veranda and a porch, and the interior is traditionally separated in 3 areas. The guest room on the right, a small lobby in the middle, and a living room. The latter one includes a kitchenette with a stove where Granny used to make the most wonderful cookies ever.
I remember the pantry where I always tried to reach for the delicious cherry jam on the top shelves.
My favorite one too. Remember when we were kids and I hide there while playing hide and seek in the house?
Yes, and not only in the house, but we even hid in the stable. What unusual places we used to hide in.
That was nothing. What about the time when Grandma caught us playing with her beautiful embroidery towels, which she has got as jewelry?
Well, it was you who wanted to peek in her dowry chest where she kept all her celebration grounds. And I went along with for fun. And then I passed to the closet where I found my grandfather's celebration clothes, and I remember trying on his hand-decorated sheepskin vest.
Oh, that funny image is totally printed in my mind. You look so proud and festive. But it wasn't your size at all. Anyway, they were very proud when they dressed nice and took us to church on Sunday.
The rest of the week they worked very hard. Grandfather worked the land, plowing the land, cutting hay or harvesting the crops, or took care of the animals in the yard, their 2 cows and 5 sheep, in winter when they weren't taken to the pasture.
Yes, Grandmother did the house chores and looked after the smaller animals around the house. I loved the little chicks and ducklings. I used to follow them around and catch them so I could feel their soft feathers. And Granny also took care of the garden and cooked tasty meals for us and for those helping Grandma in the field. During winter, she spooned the wool and wove beautiful carpet with breathtaking colors and patterns only known by her, passed down from generation to generation. I used to look at the loom, fascinated by its complexity and yet simplicity. Not once have I seen Granny embroidering together with her neighbors, doing their traditional sewing bee, which usually took place weekly in the evening, while their hand-working hands were creating unique scarves, towels, shirts, blouses, pillowcases, tablecloths, napkins, or even carpeted. Us children were enjoying the beautiful old countryside story with brave, rigorous men representing the good and beautiful princess with long, fair hair dreaming of
You girls always dream of knights or princesses on white horses. But I must admit, I also love the stories. Actually, that was my favorite part of the day because it allowed me to dream of great battles.
And listen to the beautiful song they sang while working.
And after work came a bit of unwinding. We were really handsome on Sundays when we dressed our best.
Our grandmother used to put on her hand embroidery blouse, her fleece-lined light jacket, her traditional apron, her beautiful sew belt, and a delicate patterned scarf. And Grandpa, how slender and nicely dressed he was in his embroidered shirt with fleece-lined jacket, his leather belt, and a peasant trouser made of homespun wool.
And dressed like that, we were walking towards the church together with the neighbors. After the liturgy, our souls were filled with peace, and our minds filled with earthly joy at the thought of homemade goodies waiting for us at home.
What was your favorite?
Well, Grandmother had several wonderful dishes that she wholeheartedly cooked. Sour soups, stews, steaks, cakes and tarts. But I was very keen on cabbage rolls with sour cream. I still enjoy those, and it makes my taste buds happy just thinking about it.
I love cheesecakes, and of course, one cannot forget the traditional tokitura with polenta, pork, eggs, and cheese. Besides the wonderful food, one of my fondest memories is connected to the beautiful traditional dances.
You always drag me there, that mean. You know my dancing was not the best set, but I did enjoy watching others dance. We used to look at the young people in the village who danced the streets of the week away.
Yes, especially the traditional hora, all in hand dancing happily in the Romanian spirit.
I was at least good at that dance.
If you say so.
But I won't stop lying.
Do you remember the fair on the annual celebration of the church, and on other holidays we went to the fair? People from all corners of the village came here to sell their goods. Potters from the region, Rădăuț, Marginea, Corund, and other towns across the mountains brought their painted ceramics.
Fellmongers sold my grandfather horse-riding equipment and his traditional belt, for which he bargained for almost half an hour. Bargaining was an art and still is in some places. You know, bargaining.
I enjoyed the most when grandmother chose her pottery and her wooden spoons very carefully. But at the fair, you could find all sorts of things made by talented hands. Instruments necessary in the household made by blacksmiths, the best floor in region sold by millers, wicker house objects brought by gifted craftsmen, or other handmade decoration.
Really great was the animal fair, where people sold or bought livestock, again and skillfully bargaining for some of them. And of course, I never forget Mr. Vasile, who had a different type of stand, which I found particularly fascinating. He showed me the secrets of those wonderful wooden instruments, panpipes, pipes, mandolins, ocarinas, etc. Some of these instruments were invented centuries ago, many of which are used by the musicians who played for the hora dancers.
Yes, I also love to look at them. I still remember the wonderful songs he sang.
The sounds of the panpipe resemble that of a flute, or rather the refined sounds of cultivated classical music, while at the same time it also preserves the open freshness of folk music. It is a subtle and very sensitive instrument, requiring great skill to play.
He inspires me to take up panpipe lessons. I can play a few simple songs.
I remember your rehearsals, not my fondest memories.
Well, I remember you dancing too. Thinking about all these, still the most unforgettable moments. For me are those related to our Christmas holidays, Christmas and Easter, which we spend together with our family at our grandparents' house.
I love those two. I remember that grandfather used to sacrifice the pig a week before Christmas, and us kids would wait impatiently for a bit of smoked pig skin.
Delicious! And grandmother would decorate the entire house for the long-awaited winter holidays, and then we would wait for the priest on Christmas Eve and the joyful carols that fill our hearts with heavenly joy. On Christmas Day, young people go from house to house with special type of carols announcing the birth of Jesus.
What I love is that the holiday atmosphere lasts until the New Year's Eve. On the 31st of December, masked young people sing songs and say special poems, announcing the beginning of a new year and wishing the best for the families who received them.
Oh, they really scared you that year when we met them on the village path while we're going caroling.
Me? No, they didn't.
Then what were you doing behind that fountain?
I just thought I saw something. Anyway, I remember eating so many delicious ring-shaped breads, apples, plums and nuts, the traditional gifts for carolers.
I love Christmas. Still, for me, the Easter holiday is closer to the heart. I probably have the best memories sitting with my grandmother and decorating the Easter eggs. They look so nice, colorful and shiny, as they were arranged in the basket, prepared for the holy blessing received from the priest during the ceremony. My heart is very fond of the holy night of Easter, when we go with the symbolic wicker basket with pascha, sweet bread, oil, salt, flour, and decorated eggs to church. We come back home with the holy light and the best news. Christ is risen.
Yes, the entire village uses this greeting for 40 days after Easter with the blessing answer, truly he is risen.
On the first Easter day, the table is loaded with all sorts of tasty dishes. The meal always contains lamb and many types of dishes made on its entrails. The chiquit, for instance, pascha, always with the cross on, the sweet-filled bread, and the decorated eggs.
Oh, I think I'm hungry after all this talk about good food. On holidays are not the same without our grandparents. I really miss them, you know. Fortunately, our traditions are still kept by the younger generations.
Yes, most of them are. Although it has changed in some ways, the soul and the charms of the Romanian village are still the same. I'm very sure every time you visit it, you'll have the same wonderful feelings of discovering and fascination.
And of course, with love.